Thank you, LCPL, and everyone who's joined today. I know it's so gorgeous outside, almost like our AC is on. It's that warm, I guess, and humid. But no one is complaining about the warm weather and spring, especially. So, hope you guys can paint something with me and then get out and have fun outside. Today, we're going to do this cute little caterpillar, perfect for spring, perfect. Colors of spring, so why not? You can already see the drawing is already there, and Lauren has already shared the link for the reference photos and the drawing. So go ahead and get started with the drawing. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just do your best so that you can get the shape of the caterpillar, and rest I'll teach you how to paint. And any questions, please put on the chat and we'll be happy to help you. And we'll discuss the colors once the drawing is done. Go ahead. I'll give you about 10 minutes to draw. But 5 more minutes. Even if you don't do the details inside the caterpillar, it's totally fine. You can always add that later, but just get the outside skeleton done. Okay, about 3 more minutes, and then we get started. For those who have already done the drawing, you can just take a look at the reference picture and see how you can get started. If at all you do it on by yourself, what colors come to your mind when you look at the picture. You don't have to follow the exact colors that I am going to do. You can make it this your own. Make a purple caterpillar. It's totally fine. But just keep in mind, this is your painting, your own creativity. So make it yours. Okay, we'll start in a minute. Okay, everyone, let's get started. So before we start, as usual, I'm going to compare the black and white picture with the color to get an idea about how dark and light to go. You can see the background in this today's painting is light than the actual subject. So you got to keep that in mind. These dots or these areas you can see are really dark. We'll keep that dark, and even this small stem or twig that it's sticking on is quite dark. So these are the few things we're going to keep in mind to make this look really realistic. It's very important, and these areas are really light, barely any paint there, almost white. So we're going to keep that in mind. What are the colors? Oh, I think hues and hues of yellows and greens. You can see there's so much yellow here, greens, a little darker greens, a little dirty green. Dirty green is almost like mixed with some brown, muddy greens. Again, here, some more different kinds of greens. Beautiful orange red spots here. Almost like this is almost like a very complementary color painting where green and red are together. Very few colors. You can do this in like almost 3 colors, right? So we're going to stick to very few colors here and try to get this painting done with that limited color palette. So what are we going to start with? I would start this painting with the actual caterpillar because uh, I'll have more time to work on this. And in the end, I can do this and let it dry. Okay. I might use a spray bottle and show you one or two effects. If I have salt close by, I'll try that. But you don't have to, but you can just see how it works. So what are the colors? We're going to start with the caterpillar. I see some yellows down here and some greens up. So I'm going to pick some yellows and green and work in wet and wet fashion. Wet and wet means the paper is wet and the paint is wet. Okay, and then we let it dry and then slowly add these details. I'll make sure that these reds are saved. Okay, I'm not going to put any color there. So let's get started. I think today I'm going to use a very thin brush. It's a small area. Um, I don't think I can show you my palette. That's okay. So maybe the wet on wet won't work here today. It's a very small area. So let's just get started with some yellow mixed with a bit of tinge of green or something. And I'm going to go slow because there are areas that need a lot of attention here. So slowly, I'm going to just keep moving from one section to the other section, adding in some yellow. Keep it light. You can always add more color if you like, but I want to keep it light. And outside, I already see some places where the cherry blossoms are already blooming. I guess the peak is mm, the coming week, 22nd to 24th or 25th. Definitely get out, get all those beautiful pictures. I know it's, I just wait for the spring, but also the allergies have started hitting. That's the only drawback. I see tulips everywhere. I was thinking to do some tulips. So if you still are interested in tulips, let me know. But I guess sometimes it becomes very monotonous and common. So I thought, why not do the caterpillar? But if you want to do tulips, send me an email or put it in the chat, and we can try to cover that in the next session. You can see I'm just going section by section, adding those beautiful yellows. And while it's still dry, I'll take some greens and maybe like a light green and come from the top and add in some of the areas. Leave it yellow at the bottom. I know there's a bit of green even at the bottom, but I don't want to do too much green. I just want to leave it quite yellow, just to give some contrast. Okay, I'll take a break so that you guys can catch up and then we'll continue. Oops. You can choose any green you like. There's no hard and fast rule. Okay, while that dries, we can do the stem. I'll take nice brown color and first apply a very light coat. Because we need a little more dark ends. Okay, so really light. It's burnt sienna or brown. And on the top here, I see some green mixed with a little bit of brown. So that's how you can make like a dirty green. Okay. Again, I'm going to keep it light because more layers are going to go on it. Okay, next, but this is dry, but I feel there's a bit of orange and red tones here. Just in the front here, I'm going to add some reds or oranges just to give some glow here. Yeah. Okay. After that, you're going to paint those, excuse me, orange red spots that we see. Okay, because I don't want to miss them. That's why. But in like 2 minutes, once you guys are done, so we can start here. Keep them very light because they are going to pop up only when they're light. The adjacent areas are really dark. Okay, so make sure that they're light. You can mix a little bit of red in it. Okay, so we got those spots. Let's wait, and then I'll move on to the next part. Any questions, please let me know. Last time someone asked me, someone had a question on the chat, which we probably missed it. And the question was, why are shadows not black? I think I mentioned that the shadows, we did those eggs here, uh, like this one last week, and I told them that these shadows are not black. Um, if you really observe anything around you every day, you'll notice that everything has some kind of color that is reflecting from its surrounding or environment. And no matter how much you feel that those shadows look really dark and black, they are not. Even if you go outside, they might seem to be really dark, but they have some color in it. It could be the color of the ground, which is again not black, unless you're really in really black box or something. Even that will have shades of black. It won't be just like one solid black. So this is just more of an observation of how things are around you, and you should actually try this exercise in at your home, like maybe keep things under the sun, like a red vase or something colorful glass, and see what color are those shadows, and try it in different times of day, like 10 a.m., 11 p.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m. As the day goes by, the shadows are really going to get intense and dark and sharp. So that's my explanation, but this is something really that you have to observe. Okay, so that's about shadows. And then if this is dry, we can go in and add the dark layers. The dark layers are again inside and outside the caterpillar, and they're really like almost like dark green. So you can mix some blue to those greens. Okay, and I'm going to take some dark green and blue mixed. And just add some really dark areas here. Keep varying a little bit, maybe pick more green, then more blue. Okay, so take a lot of darks, mix it, and keep adding slowly. Okay, and then keep adding those really dark layers on the top as well. More than the caterpillar, I really like the background in this painting. So that'll be a lot of fun when we start. You can throw in a lot of colors, lot of colors. Okay. And similarly, all these cute little spots here and there. Okay. We still have another layer to go on these on this caterpillar, but for now, I think we'll stop here. I'll give you guys 2 minutes to catch up and then we'll finish the stem here. Okay. We can go in with little dark brown here. And I also see some like nice purple hues here to complete this area. So I'm just going to take some dark brown. You can also add a bit of red if you like. Depends on the kind of brown you're using. I think it's too dark. Okay. Okay. And you can also make some purples, either from the tube or mix blue and pink. Okay. And some green here. Okay. So let us dry this and move on to maybe this section here. For this, I maybe into this one to get the background. And for the background, you can see so many colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to prep a little bit of colors, some nice yellows, I mean, you can say like a puddle of yellow, lots of water, so that as soon as I put it on the um, paper, it'll go just flowing. Some oranges, maybe even brown. And definitely greens. And I also take some really dark brown, and I'll show you how we're going to work on it. But the most important thing is to keep those colors ready. I'll show you my palette. You can see all these colors. I made the puddle here. It's ready. So in a minute now, I'm going to start wetting this area completely and then throw a lot of color on it. Okay. So just plain water. You can see here. I'm just applying plain water, generous amount. If you think it is starting to dry quickly, take more water and start applying. Be careful next to the area around the caterpillar. I'm just going to be very careful. Yes. Uh, okay. Okay, I'm just gonna just give me a minute and I'll be back. Just a minute. Okay, sorry for the interruption, but whew, things happen. So yes, as you can see, the water is good enough on this paper, and I'm going to start putting some color. You can see I'm just going to throw in a lot of color. Okay. And you can see so much fun to just throw in, dabble. I know it went to the other side, but that's okay. We do need some color there. Here, I'm going to add a really thick amount of color here. And I wish I could tilt this uh, painting right now, but I cannot because it's a very big board here. But that's okay. And you can also take some tissue here and, remove some color and make it look fun. Some nice areas. Okay, and I do see some lot of paint around my outside edges. I can't show you, but you can see it's just a thirsty brush, and I'm just going to move around here so that it can suck up all that paint. Okay, so this is how you can dabble some paint and make it look pretty. So finish with this side. I don't want to touch this now. Okay, and before we go to the next end, I'm going to take some nice dark bottle green. Wait, let me give you guys 2 minutes to catch up. So I'll take some green and just on the tops, I do need some greens. Okay. And then we'll move on to the right hand side, but I'll give you guys 2 more minutes to catch up. Okay. Same as this side, one on this side, I'll prepare my colors. Okay. This time more brown on the top. It's really nice and dark. And I'm going to add just water. be careful when you put water. It shouldn't go into the other areas, which I already did. Um, you have to be very careful. Okay. If you think you have enough water on it, go ahead and start putting your colors. This is going to be lighter because I have a really top. Yes. Okay. Sure. Sorry, guys. I am talking to someone else simultaneously, but yeah, I guess get to. Yes. It's okay. It's okay. You can read. So once you put the yellows, okay, thank you. You can put some browns here. And you can see how these colors are just running into each other, right? With some browns as well. Go ahead and add some purples. We did use some purples here. And now on the top, I do want to add this luxurious, really nice brown and see how it just mingles and brings out some drama. I do want something really darker, but I guess I don't have it on my palette. But just look at the colors, okay? If you take a picture of this, I can guarantee you it look dark, like black. But that's the creativity of an artist, to not just copy a photograph. You need to dig deeper and see that, hey, how can it just be all uh, black here? Okay. And if you also like, you can spray some water and you can see how the effects are. I really wish I could pick the painting and let this whole water drag down, and it looks so beautiful. Okay. But that's how you create drama like this. Some yellows here and there. And I think I kind of need a little bit of dark or a little more dark on these, on the caterpillar, but I want to let it dry and then go ahead and add some darks. But you see the point, like how this painting is so cohesive, how the greens and the yellows and everything is just all part of the painting from the subject to the background. And when this dries, it's just going to look so beautiful because you're going to see so many layers of color: dark, light, browns, greens, yellows, everything. So just let it dry and then go again in and add a little bit more of the darkness. You can just, so I'll just wait for you guys to finish this part. Right now, because I cannot turn this painting, what's happening is these colors are all pooling in one place. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. If you want those colors to pool in these areas, it's fine. But sometimes pooling like this can leave some hard edges. So it just depends the kind of effect you want. But for now, let's see how it looks. Uh, I really want you to move a little bit, but it's okay if I can't move it. So I'm just going to mix again like nice dark green, maybe some blue added to some green. And go in and just add those nice dark areas because I guess they became quite light. See, that's why you have to just wait sometimes, let it dry. Now it looks a little dark. Yeah. And notice all the colors are everywhere in the painting. We use yellow, we use orange, brown. Everything is a part of the painting. So this is very important. You cannot just put orange and then it doesn't exist anywhere in the painting. So it looks very odd. Let it dry and then I'll see if I need to add anything more. Maybe, a few dark areas here. This is not dark enough for me. The stem. It needs to stand out a little bit. You can take some purple and experiment, but I guess it's too dark already. It's okay. Even this area, I think I lost few edges. Let it dry and see any more places to go dark. But otherwise, we're done with the painting. And you can see that so many colors, so much you can do with the background. This is dried light. I would go ahead and add a little more green, but it's quite wet, so I don't want to touch it. But once it's dry, I would add some more water, throw in some more color, and give it some more fun and drama here. But this is it for the painting, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this beautiful caterpillar. And the next time we're going to do a really cute, cute, cute frog, a colorful frog. I think it's been so long since I painted a frog. So yes, we'll do the frog next time.